Hello students, good morning all of you. Once again, a warm welcome to the Computer Network online session. Today, video number 27, which also belongs to the unit number 4, that is the medium access control sublayer. So unit number 4, medium access control sublayer. So the medium access control sublayer is the part of data link layer. So that what we already discussed in the past videos. So the channel allocation problems, static channel allocation in LANs and MANs, and dynamic channel allocations in LANs and MANs, and dynamic channel allocations in LANs and MANs. And in previous video, we covered the very important multiple access protocol Aloha concept. So these are the multiple access protocols. Those are Aloha, carrier sense multiple access protocols, collision free protocols, limited contention protocols, wavelength division multiple access protocols, and wireless LAN protocols. These are the multiple access protocols. So as the title suggests, medium access control sublayer. So MAC layer. Simply we call it as MAC layer. So when multiple users are using the same path for transmitting of data packets, so what are the protocols are needed? So in that purpose, we discussed about Aloha scheme in the past video. So in the Aloha, there are two types are there. The first one is pure Aloha. So what happened there in pure Aloha, that what we discussed in the past video. So in the pure Aloha, multiple users are transmitting multiple data packets by using the same path, and the frames are transmitted at a completely arbitrary times. So there may be a possibility of more collision there in the pure Aloha scheme. So pure Aloha is the one of the random access protocol. So multiple access protocol. Here in the multiple access protocol, first one is the pure Aloha. In Aloha scheme, the first one is pure Aloha. There in pure Aloha, multiple users transmitting data frames by using same path, but in arbitrary times. So there may be a possibility of collision occurred. So for that purpose, so we explained this. So DFSGD, S is the average number of successful transmitted frames, G is the average number of total frames, and the time complexity, vulnerable time. So the throughput for pure Aloha is S is equals to G into e power minus 2G, and the maximum throughput is 0.184. So to overcome the problems occurred in the pure Aloha, so they implemented a technique, another technique, that is called slotted Aloha. So there in the slotted Aloha, the frames has to be transmitted at the beginning of time slot only. Here the time is divided into different slots. So there in pure Aloha, the frames are transmitted in arbitrary times. Whenever the frame is ready, it will be delivered by the sender. But here in the slotted Aloha, the if frame is ready, but it has to wait until the beginning of the next slot. So at the beginning of the time slot only, there is a possibility of transmitting the data frame. In this way, here also there is a possibility of collision, but when compared with slotted Aloha, pure Aloha, it reduces some collision and increases the some throughput and efficiency. So the efficiency is 36.8% in slotted Aloha and 18.4% in pure Aloha. When compared with pure Aloha, it increases the efficiency, but it also very much less. So to increase the efficiency, there another protocol is developed, that is called carrier sense multiple access protocols. That what we will discuss in today's session. Carrier sense multiple access protocol, which is one of the multiple access protocol, So up to now we covered Aloha. Aloha is the one of the important concept in the unit number 4, and the next concept is carrier sense multiple access protocol. So after pure Aloha, we discussed slotted aloha. So slotted aloha reduces the collisions in the pure aloha, and it increases the throughput of throughput to 0.368 when compared with 0.184. So mostly it doubles the throughput, but to increase the more efficiency, so the next protocol is carrier sense multiple access protocol. Simply it is called it as CSMA technique. Simply it is called it as CSMA protocol. So the basic principle of CSMA is listen before speak. Listen before speak. That means sense before transmit. That is the basic principle of CSMA. Listen before speak or sense before transmit. So before the starting the transmission of a data frame, first it sends the path. If the path is busy or path is ideal or path is empty, that will be detected by the layer, then it transmits the data frame. If the path is busy, it waits for some time. If the path is ideal, path means here the connection between the sender and receiver, the link between the source and destination, the communication channel between the source and destination is called it as a path here. If the path is busy, when the time of sense, if the path is busy, it waits for some time. When the time of sense, if the path is ideal, it transmits the data frames. So the protocol in which station listens for a carrier and act accordingly, that is MA protocol used by the LANs. So carrier sense multiple access protocol, carrier sense multiple access protocol. So simply, so when our elder generation sets, the normal quote is listen before speak. So the elder ones every time suggest us is listen before speak. So that is the same principle followed here. Sense before transmit. Sense before transmitter. So the protocols in which station listen for a carrier and act accordingly. An example multiple access protocols used by the LANs. So here different persistence methods we are using here. Different persistent methods we are using. The first one is the one persistent CSMA, one persistent carrier sense multiple access. As the name suggests, multiple access carrier sense. The carrier sense the medium before transmitter. So as the name suggests, the first one is one persistent method. Here in the one persistent method, when a station has data to send, when a station has data to send, it listen to the channel. As the principle of CSMA, it first listen the channel. When a station has data to send, it listen to the channel first. If the channel is busy, it waits until the channel is ideal. So note down this point. So what happened there in the one persistent CSMA? The station has data. So the sender A wants to transmit data to B. So sender A has some data. The sender A first listens the channel. If the channel is busy, it waits until the channel ideal. So when the channel is ideal, it transmits a frame with probability of 1. With a probability of 1. The propagation delay effect is at T0, station 1 detects ideal and sends a data frame. At the time of T0, the station is ideal. So what the problem here in the one persistent is, so what happened there in one persistent? First the sender has some amount of data. He wants to deliver the data to B. Before sending the data, the sender sends the channel. If the channel is busy, he waits until the channel is ideal. Whenever the channel is ideal, it immediately transmits the data frame. But the propagation delay effect is at the time T0, the station 1 detects ideal and sends a frame. At T0 plus T minus C, station 2 detects ideal and sends a frame 2. And station 2 detects collision. Why? Because when the time of T0, station 1 detects the ideal. That means at sharp 9 a.m., for example, station 1 sends the medium. The medium is ideal. So at 9:02 a.m., the station delivers the data frame. In between, at 9:01 a.m., station 2 sends the channel, and it also feels that the channel is empty. It also delivers the data frame. So what happened here is already station 1 delivered the data frame at 9:02 a.m. I hope you guys understand. There are two stations are there, station 1 and station 2. Both are ready to transmit data. Station 1 first sends the channel at 9 a.m. and deliver its data frame at 9:02 a.m. In 9:01 a.m., station 2 sends the channel. At that time, channel is ideal. Actually, why? Because station 1 delivered at 9:02 a.m. At 9:01 a.m., station 1 is ideal. So at 9:02 a.m., path is ideal. So station 2, what station 2 feels the path is ideal. So at 9:03 a.m., station 2 delivered his frame, delivered its frame. So what happened? So the station 2 detects collision. So here, so the collision will be occurred. Jump on the ideal channel effect. User 1 transmitting, user 2 listening, user 3 also listening. User 2 detects ideal. User 2 detects ideal. They both decided to send, and user 3 also detects ideal. So they also wants to deliver a packet when the time of sends path is ideal, but when the time of delivery the path is not ideal. Already one frame is traveling in that particular path. So there again the second sensing is not done. They have to be sensed once. If the path is empty, they transmitted the frame. But when they are sensing, path is empty. But when they are delivering the frame, on that time the path is not empty. The path is busy with some other frame. So there may be a possibility of collision. But it may be some, it produces some result when compared with the previous protocols what we discussed, the pure aloha and slotted aloha. When compared with pure aloha, slotted aloha performs some better performance. When compared with slotted aloha, here in the carrier sense multiple access, one persistence produces some better performance. Why? Because it not directly delivering the data frames, it not directly delivering the data frames. So when it delivers the data frames, it first sends the path. If the path is ideal, then only it delivers the data frames, so that it has the better throughput when compared, better efficiency when compared with the previous protocols. So in worst case, only about 2T time later can station 1 detects the collision. The longer the cable, the longer the station have to wait to be sure that there is a no collision. So that is one persistence, right? The next one is N persistence. That is non-persistence CSMA. Non-persistence CSMA. So there are total three persistence methods are there in CSMA. First one is one persistence. Second one is N persistence. Third one is P persistence. So here in the N persistence, that is non-persistence CSMA, if the channel is busy, it's wait for random period, then sends the channel again. I hope you guys understand. So what happened there in one persistence is the station sends the medium. If the medium is ideal, it immediately sends the data frame. But when the time of sensing medium is ideal, but when the time of delivering, if medium is busy, automatically collision will be occurred. So one time sensing is done in the one persistence method. But here in the N persistence method, please observe the point. In N persistence method, if the channel is busy, it waits for random period and sends the channel again. So first it sends the channel. If channel is busy, it waits for random period, then sends the channel again. And the better channel utilization but longer delay than one persistent CSMA. If multiple sensors have to be done automatically, it takes some amount of time and it longer delays than one persistent CSMA, that is non-persistent CSMA. And the third one is P persistent CSMA. applies to the slotted Aloha channel. The P persistent CSMA applies to the slotted channel. If the channel is ideal, it transmits with the P ROB, that is equals to P with Weinmann SP. It differs until next slot. If the next slot is ideal again, do the same thing. So it sends the every slot. If the slot is ideal, then only it transmits the slot by slot. So this one is the persistence and non-persistence CSMA. So persistence and non-persistence CSMA. So 0.01 persistence, non-persistence, 0.1 persistence, 0.5 persistence, slotted Aloha, and 1 persistence, pure Aloha. So these are all the protocols for the multiple accessing protocols. So in multiple access protocols, first one is pure Aloha, second one is slotted Aloha, in between 1 persistence, non-persistence, and P persistence technique, P persistent protocols. So that is carrier sense multiple access, carrier sense multiple access. The basic principle of these carrier sense multiple access protocol is sense before transmit. So comparison of the channel utilization versus load for various random access protocols. So the smaller P has better throughput, but at what cost? But at what cost? For that, the CSMA with collision detection. CSMA with collision detection, simply call it as CSMA CD. Collision detection. Carrier sense multiple access with collision detection. Here in the collision detection method, this one is the frame, contention period, frame, contention slots, frame, and ideal period and the frames. So the CSMA CD can be in one of three states: contention, transmission, ideal. Contention, transmission, this one is the transmission, contention, ideal. So frame 1, frame. So transmission period, contention period, ideal period. Contention, transmission, ideal. So the collision free protocols are so the bit time 0, 1, 2, 3 here 0, again 0, 1, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 1, the result 1, 0, 1, 0. The stations 0, 0, 1, 0 and 0, 1, 0, 0 see this 1 and give up, and the station 1, 0, 0, 1 and station 1, 0, 0, 1 see this 1 and gives up. So the binary countdown protocol and a dash indicates here the dash indicates silence. So the binary count is the countdown protocol and the dash indicates the silence here. So this one is the limited contention protocol graph for probability success and the number of ready stations. How many number of ready stations are there? So acquisition probability for a symmetric contention channel, and this is the adaptive tree walk protocols. So the tree for 8 stations, one from 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. Total 8 stations are there. So this one is the adaptive tree walk protocols. Adaptive tree walk protocols. Collision free protocols. Collision free protocols. Limited contention and adaptive tree walk protocol. So on the wavelength division multiple access protocols, wavelength division multiple access protocol. Here the wavelength is divided and A's control channel is used by other stations to contact A. A's control channel is used by other stations to contact A and used by B to transmit data. So M time slots for control. Here the N time slots for data plus 1 for status. So this one is the wavelength division multiple access. So you can go through with the lecture notes. You better to understand this concept very much easily. So this one is the wireless LAN protocols. Wireless LAN protocols A, B, C, D. This is the radio range. So a wireless LAN, A is the transmitting. This one is the transmitting. This one is the B transmitting. This one is A's transmitting. This one is B's transmitting. In wireless LAN protocol, A in the range of B and A in the range of C, A in the range of B and A in the range of C, but D not in the range of C, D not in the range of C. And here same also, the range of A's transmission. So this one is A's transmission range, A's transmission range. So this one is B's transmission range, B's transmission range. Here C not in the range of A, here D not in the range of B. C is not in the range of A and D is not in the range of B in these two examples. So in A, B in the range of A, D in the range of A, E in the range of A, but C not in the range of A. Here A in the range of B, C in the range of B, E in the range of B, but D not in the range of D. So A is sending an RTS frame to B. If it accepts that frame, then deliver the data packet. So D responds with a CTS frame, and B responds with a, that is acknowledgement. B responds with responding with a CTS frame. When the CTS frame is, that means A wants to send data to B, first it sends RTS frame. If B sends CTS frame, then only A transmits data frames to B. That is request message. Here the RTS, CTS messages are the request and the response messages. So next one is the Ethernet, is the second part. So the wireless LAN protocols, wavelength division multiple access protocols, adaptive tree walk protocols, and limited contention protocols. So probability of success, number of ready stations, acquisition probability for a symmetric contention channel, and collision free protocols. These are the collision free protocols, and CSMA with CD, carrier sense multiple access with collision detection. So first it detects the collision, then transmits the data frames. So next CSMA protocol, CSMA with 1 persistence, N persistence, P persistence. Again I am repeating what happened there in CSMA. In 1 persistence, first it sends the medium. If the medium is ideal, it transmits the data frames. But what happened here is if multiple in the time of sense, the medium is ideal, but when the time of delivery, if the medium is busy, then the collision will be occurred in 1 persistence. To avoid that, the n persistence CSMA is implemented. There it randomly sends the medium, and the in P persistence method it sends depending upon the time slots. So this one is CSMA. So these are the protocols of multiple access protocols. In this, the Aloha and CSMA are very most important one. Aloha and CSMA are the very most important ones. Please note down that and do practice on Aloha and CSMA. So these are the multiple access protocols. With the next video, we will discuss the Ethernet and its wireless LAN protocols. Ethernet. The next video, we will discuss this Ethernet concepts. This is the second part, the unit number 4. Second part in the unit number 4. So up to now, we covered Aloha concepts, pure Aloha, slotted Aloha, and CSMA concepts, and CSMA CD, and adaptive tree walk, and wavelength division, and wireless LAN protocols. So in wireless LAN protocols, so there we are using RTS and CTS frames for delivering data frames. So up to now we covered the channel allocation problem, static channel allocation assumption, for dynamic channel allocation, multiple access protocols, Aloha, carrier sense multiple access protocols, collision free protocols, limited contextual protocols, and wireless LAN protocols. And from tomorrow onwards, we will discuss the second part of unit number 4, that is Ethernet, classical Ethernet, this Ethernet related 802.11. And if possible, I will make another video related to these protocols by using more number of slides. So at the end of this unit, I will explain again these protocols. So no need to worry about these protocols. Please go through with the lecture notes for better understanding all these protocol concepts. Thank you very much.